Are you tired of playing Zac as a tank? Frustrated with the lack of damage in team fights? I know I was. So look no further than full AP Zac support. All the engaged power with none of the tank drawbacks. And you can have this build for 12 easy payments of 1,000. So why would you play this giant green goo man with full AP? Well, he has a high range engage, high burst damage, great CC, great at baiting enemies, and pretty simple to pick up. And come on, he was made for this. Literally. However, there are some downsides. His early damage isn't the best without items, and then once you're in, you're in. He's also not great if he falls behind. Now, with that out of the way, let's take a look at those abilities. Zac's passive is, well, a lot. It has 3 parts. First, he gets bigger based on his max HP. Easy peasy. Next, when he lands an ability, a goo piece will fly off him. He can collect it and then he heals for a percentage of his health. Then last up, when his passive is up and he dies, he actually splits into 4 parts. Then after a certain duration, those 4 parts will come back together and he's revived with a certain percentage of HP based on how many parts are still alive. His Q is Stretch Armstrong. This lets him throw out his Monkey D Luffy fist, dealing damage, and if you hit a second target with an auto attack, then it'll bring the 2 targets closer together so they can kiss. Now, if they are far away from each other, it doesn't really bring them all the way together, just closer together. If they are close to one another, then it will slam them together, dealing additional magic damage as you roleplay as one of the 3 Stooges. His W is actually one of the most simple abilities in the game. You just explode into some AoE % health damage around you. His E is your long range jump ability. You charge up like a slingshot, hence the name Elastic Slingshot. Once you cast it and you release, you go flying. Your range is increased by how long you charge, and the max range is increased based on how many points you have in this ability. That's why I level it first. Then last up we have Zac's ult, the bioengineered bouncy castle. This will have Zac bounce 4 times, dealing damage on each bounce. It will knock up each champion it hits 1 time, so you can't keep CCing the same target with each bounce. And that's pretty much it. Now let's take a look at those runes. Now we start actually going a pretty standard rune page for Zac. Aftershock to help us survive when we go in, Font of Life to give our allies some healing, Conditioning, which upon second thought should have probably been Bone Plating, and Revitalize for more healing on our passive. Then we get our free boots and biscuits because we are going to be in melee range for those trades. Now let's quickly take a look at those items. Now itemization is pretty simple. We want to start by taking our support item, then rush that Night Harvester as soon as possible. Make sure to get your sorcery boots for that extra penetrating power, then move forward with any other AP items you see fit. Also, if you're liking the video, please like and subscribe. It really does help, and let me know in the comments if you're excited to try this build out. Now, one last thing before we get into the gameplay, there's 2 quick combos that you should probably know. First up is the pretty obvious one, E to engage, W ult. Now you can throw in your Q before you ult, but I like keeping the chain of CC going so the enemy doesn't have the chance to use their escapes. Then next up is more short range. You can hit them with your Q, auto another enemy to CC them or bring them in closer, E to get another thing of CC, W then ult. This will basically guarantee you land your E at close range, and it is probably something they won't see coming. Alright, we did it! We're in the game, and like I said before, we're going to take this shield and these mixed drinks so we can party till we're yellow or dark brownish. Anyway, let's get into that gameplay. Now, you can leash or not, but we didn't because our Briar was starting top lane, so we just decided to start pushing, and I started with my Q first. I like your Q first because it has like half the cooldown of your E, and it still provides CC. Now we get into our lane versus the Diamond 4 Yasuo and his Gold 2 support, with me being Plat 4 and my level 25 ADC. Seems perfectly fair and balanced. So, since we are in lane first, we get the farming advantage, and we'll get the level advantage, and I like to play aggressively, poke, and go in level 2 when I can. It doesn't matter if you get low because you have your passive up, and your passive is the best bait tool because for whatever reason, people know what Zac does, but when they see him low, they can't help but int. Plus, you know, if they focus your passive once you go down, then that's a free kill for your ADC, and if they go to the ADC, then you get to come back for round 2, baby. It's a win-win, and with that aggression, we get a kill, and then another. Now, during the laning phase, you do want to try and stay in the brush as much as possible, so the enemy keeps guessing whether you're going to engage or not. And if you're head, that's what you want to keep doing. Just keep pushing that advantage and engaging as much as possible. However, in this game, we are falling behind in the lane because their enemy's game plan is starting to get into effect, having 2 abilities to fully block incoming range damage mixed with multiple layers of CC and high damage output, and we are just starting to lose that lane. Hitting my E was quite difficult with Yasuo's 8 dashes, so in these situations, we're really just going to try and protect our ADC with our abilities and keep the enemy in check. However, the enemy is doing good and they're getting pushed up. That makes them so susceptible to ganks, as your range makes it really easy to set setup for your jungler. And once you get your ult, your CC is just all the better against them. And take those advantages to push the lane, get plates, get towers. Then it's Night Harvester time. From there, we're gonna get into that mid game, and we're gonna do what we were born to do. Engage!
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh.
And that's it. We did it! We won the game. If you like this video, check out this one where we learned the most complicated champion in League. Talk to you later!